Today's been amazing. It's like having a first-hand experience with an actual property developer. And
unbelievable there, unbelievable. Tons of knowledge. Steve's an absolute genius at what he does.
This, for me, is my first one. Definitely won't be my last.
I think it's been really informative.
Really good, really insightful.
Very educational. We got to ask anything we wanted.
Steve's as good as he says he is.
TPC Development Tour, one of my favourite things in the education sector that I have ever produced. Now, I want to start doing them every 2 months. We have been doing them very sporadically since we started them, and they are becoming a huge success. We started out with 10 people, now we are doing 40 people a tour. It's absolutely incredible the momentum it's getting, and every single time I have done a tour, I have tried to make it better every single time. I look at what needs to improve, I look at what we can add to make it even greater, an experience for people, and this one, I created the booklet. So we made this booklet to really give everybody an immersive insight into the day. So right now, let's get everybody in and let's get this property tour started. Development number one, we're going to be talking about leasehold and structural issues. We are here, 40 people are outside. We're going to make it work. We have to start them off with a very basic 3-bedroom, semi-detached house so we can show them the stages to progress as you progress in your property journey. The drawing's in there so you guys can actually look at it and have a look at what it is. Flip the kitchen into the back, made this the living room, open plan, put 2 doors there in the middle. Usually I like open plan. Now, what's the refurb I put in this book? 60K. Okay, that includes everything you can see. So that's your windows, your structurals, your doors, your carpentry, your bathrooms, everything that you can see, that's what it costs, because that there is super expensive. The windows in this house are coming to like 7 or 8K. The structural engineers and the architects reports are coming to 1,250 to 1,500 quid. And there's lots of unforeseens, like I said, 7 grand there for that. And then obviously kitchen's coming at like 4 to 5 grand, bathrooms coming at 3 to 4,000 pound, flooring in this house is like 3 to 4K. You've got to understand the actual breakdown of a renovation before you actually start getting into it.
Don't stop dreaming.
Development number one, you've just seen it. Look at the enthusiasm, look at the way people are interacting with me, the questions I get asked. It's really good for people to go and see a 3-bedroom, semi-detached house, which is kind of the start of people's journey. And this one is about 3 weeks away from completion, so they can see what I'm looking for and they have my vision. They have the drawings, they have everything in there, and it's a great insight. It's a really, really, really good insight. Something like this is great because it's kind of like a Victorian terrace house, but it's detached. So this has kind of got the same, you know, it's got the 2 double rooms downstairs, it's got 4 big rooms up here. I could probably go up to the loft if I need to. Area dependent as well. I like to look at the area to see if a HMO will be suitable around there. But the most common thing you're looking for with a HMO is space. If you've made structural changes, done a loft and added an extension, you can get commercial valuations then. But usually you need to be running for 12 months and you've got 12 months worth of income showing what it is for them to give you the commercial, unless you have a portfolio and you are an experienced landlord, and then they will give it you. Development number 2, this is amazing because now they get to see a back to brick house in its full glory. No ceilings, no walls, completely back to brick. This is a property that was very challenging because it's a straightforward flip and we can make £100,000 profit. Then we wanted to turn it into a HMO where the council were 50-50. Then the council mentioned that they needed children's care homes. So we have pivoted with this property in order for the council to get what they need and for everybody to be there and see it. Amazing. It went in auction, it didn't sell. I think I got it for 280. The same day, we phoned up, got it for 280, secured it. Now, a couple of things on this property. The reason it never sold in auction, because everybody wanted this house. Everybody in this area who's a property developer wanted this house. But on the auction pack, there were prohibition orders. And there was 3, I think, with this property. The first one was there's a building at the back of the house. Did you see it? That like bungalow kind of thing. Now, that had rats like to a level that you guys can't even imagine. So this was supposed to be, this is 4 flats, this is registered, it's got in here. There's only 3 that was legal. Prohibition orders, do your due diligence, understand them, make the phone calls and see what needs to be done. They wanted to give 30 days. Now, again, a quick phone call, could have extended that to 90, could have extended it to 4 months. You could have done anything you wanted to do with a phone call and a conversation. This is going to be 4 one-bedroom flats. Sorry, 3 one-bedroom flats and a 1 2-bedroom upstairs, I believe. Anybody got any other questions? Development number 3. Now, this one is one of my favourite strategies. Everybody knows this, buying properties at auction. Something that not everybody understands. You need to get educated on it, guys. I have the greatest online course for how to buy a property at auction. If you want to make serious money, that's the course for you. Now, this property, we converted it into flats. We had prohibition orders. We had rats. So infestation was outrageous. We had flats that was in the property being used illegally. So many learning points for people on this property. We also have planning in for 4 more flats to be built at the back. What a fantastic property to see convert into flats and also understand buying at auction. Double-storey extension there on the side. So where Dan is right now, the house only came to where Dan is. So yeah, so this is an extension and that on the side is a double-storey extension. Now, what you're standing in is something called permitted development. This building that you're in right now, this section is permitted development. That side there, on the other side, that's full planning application. Now, little trick and little things that people don't know. So when somebody takes this house, like you guys, you would put a planning application in, wouldn't you? So you'd want to say, I want to do my double-storey extension and I want to do a rear single-storey extension like this. Now, when you put a full planning application in, you don't really have a time allowance. They can do it whenever they want to. It's usually within 16 weeks they come back and give you an answer. So this and that are treated as one application. What we do is we ask for the permitted development first, which is this. So we go into the council and we go, right, there's our notice to put, we want permitted development. They can't say no because you're ticking the boxes. And you can come out, so if you've got a semi-detached house, permitted development works up to 3 metres. You can come out 3 metres, okay? You can go to 6 metres if you get neighbour consult on a semi. Yeah, well, this is a detached. You're allowed to come to 4 metres, but with neighbour consult, you can come to 8 metres, which is this. So you know when you build an extension, you have to build it on solid foundations. This house didn't have solid foundations, nor did the last one we're going to. We had to build raft systems, like a Z-bar kind of thing. I think there's a raft system diagram in there for you guys to read when you get home tonight. Now, a raft system is a bunch of steels that get fitted into the ground, that tie together like that have concrete poured on them, that make the ground solid for you to build your bricks up off, okay? So the raft system in this house costs an extra £15,000 on top of everything else. So you don't know that. So you only know that when you dig down. So when we dug down to 1.2 metres, we wasn't hitting solid ground or clay, we wasn't hitting anything. So we got down, nothing was being hit. So we then went to 2 metres because technically by law, you are allowed to dig down to 2 metres for foundations and then concrete it up. Again, not many people know that. We went down to 2 metres, still wasn't hitting solid foundations. So we knew then that there was going to be an extra cost to build the foundations, as in a raft system. Development number 4 is all about planning, all about architects, all about structural engineers, all about extensions, the do's, the don'ts. You can actually hear in my voice when you're there the pain from knowing that the foundations were not solid, and it cost me an extra £15,000 to actually build my extensions. I had to have raft foundations. I had to get extra drawings done by my structural engineers. The reason I say it's very important to get educated is because you need to understand how costly these unforeseen circumstances are, and when you're with me and I've been through them, I can explain them correctly to the people on the tour. Now, a lot of people did not know about foundations. People did not know about notices that you can put in under permitted development. They did not know about 3 metres, 4 metres, 6 metres, 8 metres, height, eaves, all these kind of things. I am there to spread the correct education because I actively do this on a day-to-day basis, so people do get the correct information from me. This is the one that's probably my favourite house out of what we've gone round today, because there's a lot of stuff that's happened here that's been really cool, and also just a massive learning curve. So I purchased the property for, what's on the booklet, 180? 170. When we first got the house, really run down, that neighbour there and that neighbour there were both like, oh my God, thank God someone's coming to take over the house. We want it done, you know, like X, Y, and Z. We explained what we was doing. They was all over the moon. Everyone was like, yes, we're really happy. That's what we want. So we put the party wall agreement in to them and to them. And they're like, yeah, we'll sign the party wall agreement, no problem. And he then decided he's not signing it. He wants his own party wall surveyor to come out and inspect everything that's going on to make sure it's all above board. Now, something that you guys probably don't know, when you get someone to sign a party wall agreement because you want to do the work, you have to pay for their surveyor. So it comes out of your money. So it's not theirs, it's you. So you've got to pay for all of the work to be done. So we did that, got it signed off after so many, it was like 3 months. So this development's been on hold for like 3 months because of that party wall agreement. Another thing, guys, raft foundations, again, no stability in the ground around here, so there was another cost for the two. Then we had the kids breaking in because the job was on hold for 3 months, and we had kids coming in and vandalising stuff and like just messing around as kids do around in the area do. But now we've got everything back on track. The builders are back on site every day. So the new roof's been built, which is really cool. And the whole house has been opened up. All of the steels are in. You can see how many steels are inside that house. 4 bedrooms, bathroom, ensuite, it's in the drawings, but this is a really good house to understand that neighbours are the worst thing in the entire world. They'll be your best friend when you buy the house, and then a load of bollocks when you're actually asking for stuff to be done. Development number 5, and this is the one where you have to understand, you have to have a very strong mentality. This property came with a lot of problems. We had issues with the neighbours, we had issues with the planning, we had, again, issues with the foundations. We had a lot of issues with vandalism. It wasn't a great experience, but it's a fantastic learning experience. Now, I got to share all of this with everybody that was on the tour that day, and it gives them a clear insight in what to expect when you get in property. Most of the pitfalls, if you can survive them, you can make an absolute fortune. Wanna be just like you. guys for coming, I appreciate it. If you do have any questions, I'm here for another 20 minutes. And that's a wrap. Another development tour done by me, and this was by far the best one I have ever done. This booklet, it went down an absolute treat, and everybody got to take it home. They got to relive each development. They got full explanations. They got to take home multiple drawings, documents that most people will never get their hands on. Unbelievable, really enjoyed it. But my next tour on the 20th of January, how do we make it better? Well,